Hey, what's up guys? It's Rick with the Digital Divide, and today I want to talk about the Wii U. This is such a great console, even in 2024. I recently picked one up for the retro gaming collection that I am slowly starting to expand. I only paid a little over $100 for it on eBay. This is the one that I got. The console itself has a couple of scratches and scuff marks on it, but nothing that couldn't be cleaned up. The most important thing is that the gamepad itself was in great condition. Now, the first thing I would recommend doing if you're going to buy a Wii U is to replace the battery for the Wii U tablet itself, because even at launch, when this thing was brand new, the battery life on this tablet sucked. So you're definitely going to want to replace that. And I picked this one up on Amazon for $23, and it's a 6600 milliamp battery compared to the 1500 milliamp battery on the Wii that came with the Wii U. So it is a massive, massive upgrade. So let's go ahead and break out the workbench here. We're going to grab the Wii U tablet. I suspect this will be a very, very simple upgrade. There are only two Phillips head screwdrivers on the left and right of this unit that are, this looks like it's going to be a 5-minute upgrade at most. So we're going to go ahead and start by unscrewing these. This screw does not want to come out for some reason. That's okay. Let me try my magnetic screwdriver to see if I can get it out that way. Yeah, that's not coming out. So I think these are the kind of screws that don't come out all of the way, and that's fine. That's actually great because it makes it impossible to lose them. So let's go ahead and loosen up the one on the right, and then this panel should just pop right out. And you can see how ridiculously small this battery is. There's so much extra space to the right and left of this battery. I don't know why they used such a small battery, but this was clearly intended to be able to facilitate a bigger battery. So once you unplug the power cable on the right, we're just going to pry this guy open. It shouldn't take much force to get it out, and there we go. Okay, so now that that's out, again, this is a 1500 milliamp battery. It is so tiny. I don't know what they were thinking. This is the new battery that I bought off of Amazon that is brand new, and again, this is 6,600 milliamps, so it's significantly bigger. And okay, I forgot this came with a screwdriver. Looks fairly cheap. We'll toss that aside for now. And we'll go ahead and take out the battery. Now, right off the bat, you can see that this is massively bigger than the battery that came with the Wii gamepad. It is substantial. This thing is massive. The funny thing is, though, once we seat this inside of the tablet, you can see that it fills up the entire space. This controller was made to accommodate a battery of this size, but for some reason, Nintendo, I guess they cheaped out and wanted to spend less money, so they put a much smaller battery in there. Doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but anyways, now that we've got it seated, we're just going to pop this power cable on the right back in. We're just going to use a screwdriver here to firmly push it into place, and that's really it. This is one of the simplest upgrades that you can do on any console that I've ever worked on. We're just going to go ahead and screw these back into place, and we should be good to go. We'll just go ahead. After I'm done screwing these in, we're going to flip it around and just make sure that it powers up. And we'll go ahead and give it power here, and voila, it's working. Mission accomplished. So you might be wondering, why buy a Wii U in 2024? Well, there's a bunch of reasons. This is a great console and has so many great games. In fact, if you're a fan of the Nintendo Switch, most of its best games are just ports of Wii U games. Not a lot of people know that because not a lot of people bought the Wii U, but if you collect the Wii U, you can buy all of those games for significantly cheaper on the Wii U versus the Switch. And I'll give you a few examples. Let's jump over to eBay. So if you want to play Mario Kart 8 on the Switch, it's going to cost you about $35 to $45. If you want to buy that same exact game on the Wii U, it's going to cost you $10 to $15, complete in box, so it's significantly cheaper. Let's take a look at Breath of the Wild. If you want that on the Switch, it's going to cost you $35 to $45. If you want to buy it on the Wii U, complete in the box, you're going to get it for less than $20, so it's substantially cheaper. Let's take a look at Mario 3D World. On the Switch, it's going to set you back $35 to $45, depending on the auction. On the Wii U, it's going to cost you between $10 and $15. Now, the Switch versions of these ports are going to have a little bit of additional content, but more or less, you're getting the same game. So this is my current retro gaming setup. I've got the Nintendo 64 here, the Dreamcast, the PlayStation 2. This is my main shelf of retro video games. I've got a ton of them here. And again, I've got the genuine CRT monitor to get the full effect. I've got a Super Nintendo Classic up top, a PlayStation 1, a Sega Genesis Mini, an original Xbox One, a Sega Saturn here, and then this shelf has a bunch of PlayStation 1 games. Over on the right, I've got some of the more modern retro consoles hooked up. The Xbox 360 and the Wii U are hooked up here currently. The PlayStation 3 will be hooked up here shortly. On the right, I've got a bunch of retro games here as well, so I've just got a ton of stuff kind of scattered all over the place here. So these are the games that I've picked up so far for my Wii U collection, but there are many more that I plan to pick up. So if you're just now getting into collecting the Wii U, what are some must-play games, you might be wondering? Well, I've got a couple suggestions for you. Number one is Super Mario 3D World. This is an absolute classic. It is so much fun to play. The graphics still hold up today on the Wii U. You can play by yourself, you can play with friends. The next game I want to recommend is Pikmin 3. This game it's one of my favorite Nintendo franchises. This is one of the coolest strategy games ever, where you're controlling an army of Pikmin creatures in a garden and you're like a tiny little character. It's just so much fun, and I cannot recommend it enough. There is a fourth entry out now on the Nintendo Switch that I can't wait to play after I finish this one. The next game I would recommend is Zelda Breath of the Wild. Everyone has heard of this game. It's an absolute classic. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that weapons break so fast and so easily in this game, but if you can get over that, this is a worthwhile experience, and highly recommend that you pick it up on the Wii U. And if you get the Wii U version over the Switch, you're going to be saving a lot of money. The next game I want to recommend is Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze. This is one of the best side-scrolling platformers I have ever played. The folks over at Retro Studios are absolute geniuses. Every single game that they make is an absolute classic, in my opinion. They made all of the Metroid Prime games as well as this series. The next game I would recommend is Bayonetta 2. And in fact, if you buy Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U, a lot of the times you can find the version of this game that also comes with Bayonetta 1. So you get two games for one. I picked this up recently on eBay for about 20 bucks, and I got both games for that price, so like $10 each, which is a great deal. Awesome action adventure game if you're into that. The next game I'd recommend is Kirby and the Rainbow Curse. Now, this game is played primarily on the Wii U tablet, which is why I highly recommend that you do the battery upgrade that I highlighted earlier in this video. This is a sequel to a game that released on the Nintendo DS, and I absolutely loved that game, and I love this one also. It was one of the first games I picked up when I started collecting the Wii U again, and you can play it by yourself, you can play it with friends, it's just so much fun. The next game I would recommend is Xenoblade Chronicles X. This is a massive open world RPG, and it is very expensive. In fact, this is probably the most expensive game on the Wii U, I believe, but it is well worth the cost. If you can find it and get a good deal, definitely pick this one up. Next game I want to recommend is Mario Kart 8. This is obvious. Anyone familiar with Nintendo has probably played an entry in the Mario Kart series at one point or another, and it's still exceptional today. Another game that I would recommend is Super Smash Bros. For the Wii U. This is one of the best fighting games on the platform, and it is so much fun to play with friends. I cannot recommend this one enough. The next game I would recommend is Star Fox Zero. This is one that I played back in the day, but honestly, I completely forgot that it existed. I never finished it, and some of the reliance on using the Wii U pad specifically to aim and shoot was kind of annoying, but overall, this is still a really great entry in the series and would highly recommend that you pick it up if you are now collecting for the Wii U. So that's probably going to do it for me today, guys. I'm really having a lot of fun with the Wii U. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and as always, thank you for watching.